there, this is Saki, and today we're going to be going through the first guitar solo to Grange by Billy Gibbons, ZZ Top classic tune. Yeah, if you want tabs, just go to www.soundslice.com and do a search for this lesson, and you will be able to view it with live tab scrolling below, which is really cool. I finished this video well before I tabbed it, so if you there's going to be a window of time between I post this YouTube video and when I complete the annotation on soundslice.com. And if you happen to be viewing this video in that window and you go to soundslice.com, you're not going to find the tabs there yet because I recorded this before I did the annotation, and therefore there won't be any tabs there until then. So I apologize for that. I also want to mention that I figured out this solo as accurately as I can, and it's faithful to the record version, but it's not perfect, you know. Some of you might find this confusing. I'm going to be referring to the note by their Roman numerals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this case, that's the scale. For the pentatonic scale, it's basically 1, which is the root note, which is C. You know, and then your next note is the minor third, so it's going to be the 3. And then the next one is the 4, the 5, the 7, and then back to the 1. I'm tuned to A440. And yeah, so this solo basically is based on C minor pentatonic. Yeah, it's important to play this solo in with your bridge pickup. However, later on, I do switch to the neck pickup. This is the first section I'm going to be going through right now. It's this. I'll play it slowly. So you're just bending the 7 on the B string, not the 7th fret, the 7. So that's the 7th note. This is the 7th note of the scale, right? And you're going to be basically bending to that note, and you're going to vibrato it. And then this lick is basically a triplet pattern. There's 4 of them, and so the first one is like that. The second one is. And then the third one, and then the fourth one. There we go, that's the first part. And then we go into this next part, which I'll just play it slowly right now. It's got a lot of slides in it, so Billy does a lot of sliding to notes rather than just playing them, and it kind of gives it a cool embellishment, kind of a slinky sound. So the first note is is the 4 on the A string, the 4th note of the scale, that is. So it's this one here, and then hammering onto the 5, and then picking the 7. You're basically going to be sliding back to the 4. Okay, you're not going to be doing this. You're going to be going like this. Okay, so you're going to pick, you're going to start picking on the 5, and then just let your left hand do the rest. From there, you're basically going to be playing the 3 on the A string, which is down here on the 6th fret, and then doing a similar thing with the slide, but sliding up to the 1 on the D string. Okay, so it's like. Let's just play that part again. Okay. Then you're going to be basically the next part, which is this. Playing the 4 on the A string and sliding up to the 5. Like that. And then playing the 7 on the D string. And then back down. Like that, which is the similar slide down that we did at the beginning of that lick. And then that last note is a slight bend. You can make it a quarter note bend, even if half note to give it to the major third, sorry. And we're going to wrap that up with this. And then again. So that whole thing all together is. This next lick is when we're going to be introducing the chicken picking, hybrid picking, whichever way you want to call it. The trick there is to mute the 7 when you're playing the 5. Okay, so the 5 is the note on the G string, the 12th fret. That's the 5. And then the 7 is the one that you're picking with your middle finger. So you're letting them ring out together, but when you're playing the 5, you want to mute the 7, and I do that by releasing the pressure of my fretted finger. And once again, you're doing a slide from the 5 to the 4, and then a slight bend on the 3, and then you're going to resolve on the 1. Then we're going to do a rising triplet lick of the C minor pentatonic, and it's picking every note in this case. And it's 3 sets of triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then moving from there, you're going to slide up from the 4 to the 5, and then you're going to go climb up the scale again to the 7 and the 1. Okay. This part here is interesting. I tend to I tend to do this. It's kind of like this groove thing. I'm kind of like pulling off, but I'm muting the note, so it doesn't actually, like, if I wasn't muting it, it would sound like this. Doesn't sound right, but the next part is a full bend, which is I found awkward at first because I rarely bend the 3 on the G string in the first position of the pentatonic. It's everybody bends the 4. You know, as like every rock lick is based on that, right? Yeah, so you want to do a full note bend on that note. And, you know, whether you want to do it with your index finger, I tend to kind of go down and dig into it with my 3rd finger. I kind of like take my hand down so it looks like this. Like that. Okay. And then you resolve that by doing this. But if you're actually bending the note with your index finger in the first position, you would probably end up doing this. Now, this is where you do where I flip the switch to the neck pickup. And then the next lick is this one. So it's very similar to the difference now is that you're using the neck pickup and you're not digging. You're going to want this to sound buttery and smooth. It's very important to do the slides properly there. So, okay, and then I'm picking the notes. I'm not doing any hybrid picking on this part. Notice the slides that slide. It's very important to get that right. Now comes probably the most difficult part of the solo in my mind. It's just I'll play the whole thing. The lick starts with your bend, the G string on the 5, and then what I'm doing to play the 5 and the 1 on the B and E string, I'm basically picking the 5 and then I'm picking the 1 with my index finger. This lick is also based on triplets as well. So the 1 starts on the 5 of the lick, which is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first half of that lick. And the second half of that is Okay, moving on. Now comes the probably it's my favorite part of the solo. It's just the ostinato of. So Billy just goes off on that. It's using the same technique as when we first encountered this lick at the beginning of the solo, which was the right. And then the only difference now is that you're on the neck pickup, and you're trying to achieve a much smoother sound, but I still do the mute thing. So basically, and I'm doing that little slide there as well, which is basically just a one fret slide. So if you want to play it accurately like it is on the record, I did work out the formula for it. And it's based on how many times that you're going to play the 7 with your middle finger. Sorry, that wasn't. Don't take that offensively. So basically, meaning that note there, that one. Okay, so it's like that. I played it 3 times. Okay, so it's like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, or 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the pattern is divided into 2, and it's divided by just a little pentatonic lick in the middle of it. So basically, right. So that little bit there is the divider between the 2 halves of that section. So the first half of it is 6, 5, 5, 5, 2. Okay, so you're going to be going like this, and in between the numbers is the slide. Okay, so you're going to go. So the first one is 6, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and it's like that's the divider between the numbers. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. And then the next half is 5, 2, 5, 2, 1, 1, 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 1. That's basically the end of the solo, really. Okay, so that's a wrap. Hopefully you found this lesson to be intuitive, fun, and helpful. If you have any suggestions or comments, obviously you can just throw them down in the comment section below. I would appreciate constructive criticism so that I can make future lessons better for you. All right, that's it. Signing off. Have a good one.